Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the TypeScript Team Time. I'm your host Mirko and hope you have a beautiful day so far. Make yourself comfortable. How are you doing? Hello to everybody in chat. Say hi there as well. Today we are going to continue with our T-Wars. It's not actually our music, but nevertheless I'm gonna sing it. What I'm looking for is somewhere here. I thought I have some pictures. I mean, I can also just start it. That's probably faster. So, and today we are going to add a new spellcast to our repertoire. So we can already cast fire. We can already attack. Or just like the regular. And one more thing that I want to have is casting ice, because ice is always nice. So let me pull this over. There we go. Reload. There we are. So basically this is our game. It can be completely controlled from Twitch chat. That's the cool part. And now the question is, what is it? What could it be? Question to you. Any ideas? Yeah. It's Final Fantasy. Yay! Because I love Final Fantasy. Played, actually, I think I can actually say most of the games, which is quite something if you think about that there are like 15 main parts and more. And yeah, what we can basically do is, with the help of Twitch chat, we can control one of these characters. You get one yourself if we would actually play an actual round. And then we can start attacking, like so. We can cast heal, which then looks like this. And we can, what is slice? Oh, okay, good to know. And we can cast fire. Bams! And it also has sounds and so on, but you can't hear that right now, I think, as that's pretty much switched off. Yeah, in particular it's switched off here. But it's also kind of annoying during development having those sounds again and again. And the monster basically attacks us, and we try to, of course, not be attacked too much. So it looks like it went into nothing there. In fact, it currently just or this debug button basically just attacks always this one spot, whatever you do. It doesn't have a target. Usually it would go towards this one player or this one player or that one player, and then do the attack animation, which then basically looks like this. So yes, let us first of all, we have our level up here already, which looks like this. And what I want is to have some sound inside of there. So maybe I will share the tone for just a second. So now you should hear some sound when I cast fire, for example. And what I did, maybe I can zoom out slightly. Is that still readable? If not, please tell me. We have this level up sound inside of here, and I did already include it inside of our acknowledge lists, even though it's under CC0. So if you want to check out any of the graphics yourself, you can absolutely do that. All of this is public. Not all of the assets are under CC0, be aware of that. They are not all under Creative Commons 0. Some of them have like attribution requirements and so on. So be aware of that, but other than that, you can find everything on the GitHub. And again, hello to all the new friends in chat. Please say hi as well. So from there, we have a level up. There it is. So if we get this event from the backend, because the backend handles most of our game logic, actually all of our game logic, and the the front end just renders, which is kind of nice. So inside of there, we have we pick the right adventurer, and then we call level up on that adventurer, which is pretty much the same as if I just click this button here, because that just calls the level up function. And what we can do is, if we go to level up inside of here, level up, we can add some sound. For example, this.scene. And if you have worked with Phaser, it's my... Yeah, okay, everything is working. This.scene.sound.play. And then we can say, we want a level up sound. Let's call level up. And we give it some configuration, most importantly the volume, because none of these assets, I have not taken the time to normalize them. That would probably be better. Instead, we just normalize them here on screen, essentially. So my rough guess is that we take 0.3 and then we try out. Is there anything else? We don't want to loop. We don't want to name it. Don't have any additional stuff. We don't have penning, seeking, start. No, I think that's it. So we use this magic string level up inside of here. How does Phaser know about that? So Phaser being the game, the HTML5 game engine that we're using. Please check it out yourself if you haven't yet. It's a lot of fun. Phaser3, even though their website is not so great, but they also have up here they have like examples, stuff that you can just play around with yourself right there in the browser, which is pretty cool. There are, in particular, I think they are complete games. Yeah, and they even show you how to program them step by step. Okay, ignore the broken images. Anyway, so Ilbalgura wants to attack us. So somehow we have to tell Phaser where to find this level up, because if we don't, well, if we try to call this, we get an error. Audio key level up is missing from cache. So how do we set this key? We go into our loading scene, and there we have something like preload, which because we are in the browser and we usually have a client separate from the server, you would usually pull all or preload all the assets that you need, sounds, images, any other text data, maybe the script of the level, the tile map. You would load that before the scene actually starts. That's why it's inside of preload, and we actually have a complete scene to handle that. And inside of here we see this.load and then a lot of stuff. Basically we just chain it, so you could also just write this.load image, which has this key internally, and from the outside it looks like, maybe we look down here, it's this path. So relative to our root directory, we have the assets. Inside of there we have the particles here, and inside of there we have the heal.json. And pretty much the same we do for the audio. So we do this, we do that, add the key. So now it's something is available under level up, but we have to make sure that it is the correct one. And the correct one now is, I think I just called it level up.mp3. Let me double check. Level minus up.mp3. Yeah, perfect. And that's already it, I think. So now we make this mp3 file available under level up, under the key internally for Phaser. And when we call it, Phaser will play this sound effect and everything is fine. So let's do it. Yay, it works. I do want it to be slightly slightly delayed, however. This.scene.time.delayed call, let's say after 200 milliseconds, and I want to call the function then. I think these have to go away, and then everything works. So reload. Still too early. 500 is probably too late, although maybe 500 is just fine. Yeah, I think that works. Also from a perspective of how loud it is, it doesn't seem too bad. Well, what do you think? Yep. And together with that, we usually have our victory fanfare, by the way. So we have a battle song. And when we are actually finished, we would hear this song, yeah. But slightly different volume, because this is currently playing from a different overlay. Okay, so I think that's about it for this level up. So nostalgic. you mean the music? And good to see you, Mace. How are you doing? By the way, this almost looks like the boilerplate Phaser logo. Not that one, there is another one. Maybe it's the old one. Kind of reminds me. Yeah. How have you been? Doing good? Everything all right on your end? Yeah, doing good as well. As I said to you already, the job interview didn't work out quite the way that I wanted it to be. Eventually, we decided that we don't work together, but well, definitely I learned something on that front. And other than that, I'm very happy to be here and to see also people in chat, and that we can today work on the exclamation mark ice. Finite! Oh! Haven't seen you in quite some while. It's good to see you. Yeah, so shout out to Finite Singularity. I hope I write you correctly. Yes, I did. Your name is actually the same as your name on screen. Very cool. So please everybody check out Finite Singularity. He's amazing.
Latjaw joined our tea time.
Basically, like 5 minutes ago, or 50 minutes ago, it's still in his stream. He, on the one hand, he's building. You can actually see him working on his day job, which is amazing. And on the other hand, because that's definitely something that's super interesting, in particular for new developers, I find. And other than that, he's also the developer of Tau, the Twitch API unifier, which is also a great project. So please check that out. Particularly if you're a streamer, it's amazing. Latjaw, hello again. Good to see you. So maybe I try to explain what we're actually doing. Yeah, of course. You're very welcome. You've earned it. Next time you just drink some tea. But I still have a lot, so you can have some of mine. In fact, let's do that exclamation mark. Have some tea. You were so close. Yeah. Latja, you want some? Yeah, make tea. Thank you. So, what are we working on? We've been working on a little game that we can actually play together as soon as I switch everything back to the mode where we do not mock everything. Oh, ignore that sound. Development mode false, and with that I think we're good. Now I can do this. Cha-cha! So the basic idea. Yep, thank you so much. Have a nice day. So the basic idea, let's see, exclamation mark rules, so the basic idea, a monster will fall down from the top. So we are a party, we traveled through the desert currently, and all of a sudden, DnD style or Final Fantasy style, whichever you prefer, a monster appears. It's a wild Pikachu or Pikachu, or I don't know, a mouth. Or actually they are D&D monsters, and we have to of course fight back, but because we are a party of true adventurers, we don't let dangerous monsters roam these lands. So what we are going to do is type a few commands into the chat to join the battle, and your character will then appear here on screen. As well, of course, the monster being there. And the monster will attack every, I think, 15 seconds by now. We change that number from time to time, so I'm not sure which number we currently have. And we can then attack it, either with exclamation mark attack, and you can put in any command that you want. Let's say I exclamation mark attack the monster's tail, for example. Or any other combination, or you can also just, if you're lazy, you can also just type exclamation mark attack, but don't do that too often. Twitch doesn't like you when you write the same message in short intervals. Other than that, we have exclamation mark heal, and we have exclamation mark fire, which is not there, and as of today we will have exclamation mark ice as well. But for the time being, so imagine it's a hot summer day. Water's running low. The desert stretches endlessly. You and your party, your spirits, they're going lower and lower. All of a sudden, a shriek, an ambush. It didn't work. What did I do wrong? I'm not running the backend. My bad. I forgot to run the backend. Yarn dev on the backend. Yay! So let's do that again. You still there? So the backend is there. It has connected to the Twitch chat, and this time it's going to work. I'm sure of it. Okay, you're not in the desert anymore. You walk through a forest. It is a perfectly nice autumn day, just as we have outside right now. Leaves are turning red and orange, but all of a sudden, it is an ambush. A bugbear chief. A fierce and gruesome creature. Be ready! Exclamation mark join everybody into the chat who wants to play with me. Champion, exclamation mark join. Very good, very good. So makes it great. Probably one of our most champions here. In particular, I think you currently have one of the mages, even though that's not implemented. let's not tell anybody. Here, get some heal out there, because the monster fiercely attacked you with its claws. It's a bugbear after all. Legacy members. Kind of, yeah. it is kind of decimating you. So let's try to heal you up, just ever so slightly. Oh, that was a 20. Nice, very nice, very nice. Man, that hurt. Whoa. Oh, you're setting the whole forest on fire. Be careful. So, to all the other people in chat who want to join, exclamation mark join first of all into the chat, and then you can start. You can start attacking. Did it attack already? Yeah, it did, right? So let's cast. I throw away my bow and arrow and cast fire. Whoa! What was that? I think that was a perfect hit. What level have I? Did it do 34 damage? We did it! Dun, 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 dun. Good job, everybody. And as you can see, the forest is still in flames, but I'm sure it will turn out well eventually, hopefully, or maybe not, because the flames are getting actually higher, and all of a sudden, stars they fall from the sky. What is going on? Things are turning crazy here. Yeah, so that's what we're working on. What I want to do today is have an exclamation mark eyes command as well, together with these. Not for the overlay probably, at least not today, but at least for the... Oh! What happened? Can we do another ambush? Apparently we can, but I think you have to join again. Interesting. I've never tried it like this to just do it again, but I think you can just join again and then you can also attack. It will look like you have another character on screen, but well, you can just do that, as you can see. So you have to do exclamation mark join again. Nice. That's important. Because currently the party on the back end has been reset. The only difference is that the front end doesn't reset the sprites and so on. So usually I want to have that still on screen to celebrate, of course. So you have to do exclamation mark join it again. Exactly. Apparently you all also got the same character. And now you can start attacking again with, for example, fire. Whoa, that was dangerous. Not quite sure whether I hit the target there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the exclamation mark ice. I already have a sound effect for that, but we of course have to also go into the backend. We then work with Nest.js, ever so slightly. It's not going to be too difficult because we have the pattern already existent. But yeah, so maybe we bring out some heal. I'm almost dead. Maybe you get your level up. I'm curious. Hopefully you get a level up. Did the music stop because I switched the tab? Ah, never mind. It's just me being stupid. Let's see. Local host 3000 and then Maze's Grace. Ah, I cannot calculate well enough. Let's do a final attack. Be gone, evil fiend, evil genie, evil genius. We did it! Good job, everybody. maybe let's not do another exclamation mark ambush because it will not reset on the front end. You did get the XP mace, but you didn't get a new level up currently at this point. Oh. Okie dokie. So, thank you so much for joining. That was a lot of fun again. Now, let me mute this here. And now we are going to do some backend work in particular also. So, front end and back end work. I think what we can do, we can start with the front end. So we have Firecast, for example, here. And just like that, we want actually Icecast. Icecast, there we go. It doesn't exist at this point, but we can just define the event, which then looks pretty much the same as Firecast, with the difference that it is going to be Icecast, and we have to, of course, call the interface differently. And that's already it on the front end. Now, this, of course, I forgot one thing. We have to include Icecast inside of our union interface. So that works. TypeScript is not complaining anymore. Perfect. Now we can, instead of casting fire, we can instead cast ice, which pretty much looks, I think, the same as fire, with the difference that we just call we do, of course, include a different sound effects and a different what's it called, a different particle effect, because why not? Particle effects are always great. Let me just check that I update the to-do list actually. So refresh the to-dos, there we go. And now we are actually working on the exclamation mark ice command. Yay! So in particular, other people now who join have an actual idea of what we are working on, kind of. So we somewhere have cast fire, and pretty much the same, I think, we need for casting ice. Ice. And instead of having the fire magic effect, we probably want another effect, but let's ignore that for now. What we do want, at the very least, where do we actually play the sound? There, ice. Let's do that. And just with the default rate. Although it is kind of slow, so maybe we speed it up. So rate controls the speed of the ice playback, and the cast is kind of slow, or the sound effect is kind of slow, so that's why I speed it up here programmatically. Other than that, we have what? Let's see. We do want to cast ice, and I probably just want to cast ice programmatically here in our debug function, so we can call it from the GUI that we have. So something like this, and then we say cast ice, and now if I go back to the main scene and actually add a monster, oh, something is... You exist by now, my friend. Okay, just had to save the file. And let's see, we need to have debug development mode now. And there we go again. And now if I cast fire and I have actually this thing turned on, then it doesn't do anything. Interesting. What is happening? Because the ice key is missing. So we did that basically earlier, but I didn't commit the changes. So let me just do that. Episode 40 already. So this is add level up SFX. There we go. And we do exactly the same, except that we call this ice and we call this one freeze.mp3 because that's the file name up here. There we go. And now we have ice inside of here and we can just call it from wherever we want. So let's do that. Yeah, that works. So the sound effect is now different. Oops, that's that's the wrong one, my bad. So if I cast ice, listen to the sound. Yeah. Now the obvious mistake here is that that's not ice. Why can I not cast fire anymore? That's interesting. Why can I not cast fire anymore? Oh, I stole too much. Or did I? No, huh? Oh, I did. I absolutely did. So we want all of this. I didn't copy enough of the fire call actually to be here. I made a mistake on that front. Yeah, that looks better. So now we should just add a new cast ice function, which is all that we added. Yeah, perfectly. And the debug, as well as adding it to the UI that we have here. By the way, our visitor was stunned by your amazing chat game. Thank you so much. It's a lot of fun, and well, definitely without you, Mace, we wouldn't have gone this far. Far from it. I would probably have stopped already, if it weren't for you as well. So cheers to you. Thank you so much. And all the teas to you. Do I still share my volume? Yes, I do. Okay, so let's stop that. Now we have to make some. Did I already do that? Let me double check here. Downloads, T-Wars, Winterly Star Showers, Fire, Dust, Dark Aura. Apparently not. Dust Final. No, that's also a different one. Screen on Fire. Can I look at you? Editor. Emitters. Well, that looks easy to read. Somewhere inside of here we should have something like frames. That's a different one, I suppose. Yeah, it appears to be a different one. Let's for the time being just stage all of this. All of this, actually, yeah, we need all of it. And I will just, for a second, switch on the lights. There we go. Payback by entertainment. I appreciate your kind words. So now what? We have to actually to make the particle effect, I think. So what we need to do is go inside of here. We look again at the game config to see that we need 1440 times 1080 size here, and we call this one freeze or ice magic, and then we say create. And now we can actually do things. Most importantly, we can add some particles and make them move. So how would a freeze animation look like? What I imagine, so if we remember, the sound is kind of like something turning into ice. So I want that, definitely. And then we can maybe look at the shapes that we have available and see which ones fit. We have all of these. Let's see. This one might work. Do we have something that's just called ice or something? We have flames, we have fire, we have light, we have magic, smoke, spark, ice, stars, sparks, symbols, but we have nothing which is just like straight called ice. What I can imagine, if we turn this cloud blue, then it might work. Let's maybe look at some ice magic pixel art. Tap. Something coming out of the ground would also be amazing, but I think that might be a bit too complicated. The crackling sound can also come from bones, but wind is also like an air attack. Or wind. Indeed, yeah. I mean, the four basic ones are usually you have fire, you have ice, you have something electro, spark, thunder thingy. And then typically wind. Sometimes you also have earthen, which resembles an earthquake or something. Or the ground moving. So I can imagine that. I did have a good one for wind, actually. There was a pretty cool SFX also for wind. Ice magic, ice crystal. I doubt that we will. So one cool thing that we could do, but I think that's above my skill level, is, so if you're a real artist, not like me, what we could do is have a piecewise animation of ice crystals coming out of this. So it starts below and then it kind of engulfs the monster. That would be pretty amazing, but I'm not able to do that. The best I can do is have some particle effects that kind of give you an icy feeling. No flames. Let's try this one maybe. Or some of these smoke things. It is terribly small, I gotta admit. Maybe we reload all of this and we just do it in regular size, ice magic, and now it's slightly larger. or one ice crystal image copied 3 times and flying around the monster. That's also nice. Kind of a, you spawn them and then they turn around maybe and then crush into the monster. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's really cool. Your autocorrection is killing me. Are you on your phone instead of a... because Twitch chat doesn't have autocompletion, right? Typically. So let's go to Open Game Art maybe. I like your idea. I'm not sure how fast we can implement that. I do want 2D art, and I do want something like ice. And there's a lot inside of here. What we want, something like ice crystals. Ice spell icons, that's interesting enough, but not quite what we want. Let's maybe call this, oh, I don't even know how to call it in my mother tongue. Ice crystals, ice. How do you call this? I don't know. Anyway, this one is interesting. If we recolor it, which is kind of work intense, then, but I don't think we can recolor that easily. We have this one, elemental badges. We can just take out the ice crystal from there. We can spawn that at 3 different places and then maybe move it in a circle and then crush it into the monster. This is under CC by 4. OGA's, CC 0, perfect. Why do they put it under so many? They can just put this one. It includes everything. Well. Or are they... Was happening for it? No, that's fine. Okay. Seems to be good. Let me remember this. I remember this. So let's just put this here for the time being and look at it. It's not too bad. I think I can cut out the uninteresting stuff. Schneeflöckchen. This would be an interesting one, but it's none that we are allowed to use. Or this one actually looks pretty nice. Or these guys. How are they called? They are called ice crystals. Okay. These are also ice crystals. Interesting. Oh, this one looks really nice as well. Love it. Although it doesn't quite fit the art style that we have so far. What are you? No, that's not it. In the snow, we have a green crystal. We have a charge effect. That's very small. Not quite happy with what we find. Ooh. Crystals. I like crystals. Being a Final Fantasy fan, you just have to love crystals, don't you? Can we maybe zoom up a lot? And then we use tools and we use usage rights, Creative Commons. And then we say color should be something bluish. And inside of here we already find nothing anymore. Great. That's too bad. That's too bad. I do like the crystals. Maybe well, not useful right now. So that means let's maybe look at the one that we found now, and we open it with a sprite, and we cut out, whoops, that's the wrong one, we cut out all of this, we cut out all of this. Actually, all that we need is this little dude. Now we can just pick our magic wand and we remove everything, and there we go. Well, that was easy. Good old magic wand. A-Sprite is a great tool, by the way. So now we can crop like so. Yeah, I have something is wrong here. Apparently there's a bit of transparency going on behind that. We can maybe use the following. 200. Oh, that doesn't work. This weird transparency is confusing. Okay, let's do the following. Oh, apparently it worked this time. Then we just do this and that. And now this is a clear image. Perfect. Now, this one we can export. And we have to put it somewhere over the ocean. Somewhere over the ocean. Way up high, exactly there, images, and then we can say this is our ice crystal.png export. What did I close just now? I closed something, but I'm not sure what I closed. Apparently, it was not OBS that I closed, which is good, which is very good, because killing OBS would mean I killed the stream. You can still hear me, right? Also, hello to all the other viewers. Please say hi into the chat. We are currently working on our little game that we have here, which looks like this. You get to play one of these characters on the right side, one of these amazing adventurers, one of those many people. Not sure why they spawn all down here. Yeah, you hear me, perfect. And you get to fight monsters with us. For example, a hellhound, or you get to fight a twig blight. Ta-da! So currently we are looking into an ice cast. Currently I can already cast ice, but as you can see, it actually casts fire. So let's put this one to the list. General notes, blah 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 blah. We have, how did I call it? Ice crystal, right? Icecrystal.png by somebody under cc0 on this URL, and it is something. Can't pronounce the name. mndv.ecb. Yep. So we have our ice crystal here. Now with that, we can start experimenting. For example, we can, instead of, one version is we just add this ice crystal as a particle. That would work. But I don't think that's in the sense that we plan to do right now. So instead, oh, I'm in the fire. Don't change the fire, Mirko. Change the ice. Yeah, there we go. Change the ice effect. So instead, we can do this dot add dot image. No, add dot this dot scene dot add dot image. And we give it an X and a Y. We give it X and Y, and we call it ice crystal, for example. So something must be available under this key, and then we give it something else, but for the time being, let's just make sure that we have the ice crystal loaded. Up here we have arrow up, we have now ice crystal, and we load it from images ice crystal.png. And we save this, and now what should happen is it already all of a sudden spawns something. Yeah, down there, as you can see. Down there it spawns it. That's not quite what we want. It's a little underwhelming, let's say. So instead, I think we add 3 of these, and we add them in a triangle. I think there's something from Phaser, which I haven't worked with so far. Let's go into the Phaser labs. There's something called, I don't know, formations or something. Maybe Mace, have you heard of it? So for example, if you build a shooter game, like Alien Invaders and so on, you can just spawn a lot of enemy ships in a row and so on. How are these called? Shapes, maybe? Not quite, I think. No, that's not it. Tile sprites, render texture, meshes? No, mesh is also not. How are they called? Group? No, not groups. Groups are just. Well, it does look a lot like what we want, right? But that's not it. No, groups is if you want to group them by logic, which is not quite well, which is kind of what we want, right? But I think there's another one. Phaser3 formations. Formation generator. Interesting download history. Turn-based reinforcement learning. Interesting reinforcement learning with Phaser. Is it just called forms? Form input. Input text. Nope. Place information. Or placement. Maybe? Class group. I'm pretty sure there was something like that. Events, actions. Oh, this looks promising. Place on circle. Isn't that what we want? I think it is. So they call it actions. Interesting name. So what do they do here? So if we run this code, it's, oh man, that's hell for your eyes. They create a geometry, just a circle, an abstract circle, and also a group where they put all the game objects inside. And then they add stuff in the formation of the circle and do things at the same time. So if we do that, even with a circle, and we just add 3 elements, I think we should have a circle or we should have a triangle, and we can rotate the object on this circle, and it looks like we're rotating the triangle. But just for the sake of completion, let's look at least at other examples. Rotate around distance, set alpha, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, place on triangle. Yeah, I think this is pretty much what we want, right? So let's try this. We do something like this. They do have an update. Rotate around distance. Only this part. Where is my update method? There. This dot ice effect dot update, and where's my ice? Where's my ice? I want some ice. Give me some ice cream. So let's maybe change this up, and let's also change this up, and we have a lot of stuff inside of here. Oh, something went terribly wrong with that. Something went terribly wrong. So I want to extract all of this basically into a new object called ice effect. Components, yeah, maybe just here, or animations. Actually, it's just an animation, right? So let's call this ice effect dot ts, and we export a class ice effect which has a constructor and does some stuff. So what it gets definitely is the phaser scene, because it needs to get updated. And other than that, we probably want to make this private read only, and we also want to have an update method inside of here, which then calls the stuff that was inside of here. So it has a group. What's the return value of a group? This dot scene dot add group. Key is ice crystal, and we do want to emit the sound. Can ignore all of this. Why do you not like this? Key string. What is wrong? Does ball work? No. Okay, at least it doesn't work. In a sense, that's good. So one thing that I do want is I want to have something like private group, and it is probably this, what the thing that our good old friend GitHub Copilot tells us. So next thing, we need to find out why this is not working. We want to have frame quantity just 3, because we want to have a triangle and not a 32 angle. Is that a thing? And then they have a tween, What do they do with the tween? They do work with the tween apparently. Private tween. I think the tween is just a counter from 0 to 1. Or from 260 to 0. Interesting. I think, object is probably undefined. Okay, one thing at a time. So, tween, tweens.tween, I guess. Is that a thing? Yeah, that seems to be a thing. Then we have this.x does not exist. So instead, we probably provide an x value here, which is a number. But for the time being, let's just say this is 400. Where does it set? Wait, we don't need the tween anymore. Yeah, all of this can go away. Goodbye. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. And then we have this good friend here. It should not yo-yo, I can already say that much. And then it does not like it because we need to run this scene.tweens.addCounter. So that's better. And then we have one final thing here. Key does not exist in GameObject, GroupConfig, or GroupConfig array. Okay. Then what does exist on that list? The file is too large, that's why it can't find it. That's not great. Inside of here, we have group name, maybe default key. Is that better? Do you like that? And then we have another one, max size, default frame. There's no quantity inside of here. Unchild update, default frame. Is this just a TypeScript problem? Let's, just for testing, do this. And now things get interesting. When we cast ice, we basically just say this dot ice effect dot is equal to new ice effect of this dot scene, and that's it. I need to import you, and I need to define this, right? Declare a property. Yes, do that for me, please. And finally, where's my update method? There. We already update the ice effect. So there was probably a lot of confusion. So what I basically did, all I did is try to copy the pattern that we have inside of this example, which you, by the way, if you want, you can also play around with it. You just have to click the run code button. That added to the adventurer, but I don't want to have it in the adventurer. I instead immediately extracted it into its own class called ice effect. And that's it. So you can be undefined. And then we just say question mark here and everything's fine. Tup, 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 tup. Now, how does it look like? If we cast ice, that was like perfect. First run. First try. Right. That's exactly what we want, right? Now we just give it an X and we give it a Y. And we set the X and the Y right here. So it gets an X number and a Y number. Yeah, good job to the phaser docs, seriously, right? I mean, basically it did all the work for us. Those docs are indeed amazing. So I've saved this one, I've saved this one. So one thing that we need to change is instead of currently, when we cast ice, we take the monster's bottom center, which is down here, but what we want actually is the center, like the center, just the center. And then we rotate around that. And now let's look at it. Will it work? Long intro. No, it doesn't. What did it do now? Did I miss something? Cast ice, we pass everything down to here. Oh, here we go. What does that do? Rotate around a specific point. Aha. So let's just do private. And we say private here as well. And we probably want to make them read only just so we don't incidentally override them. And then we can say X is X and Y is Y. Yes, this.y and GitHub Copilot, do you work for me? No, not in this case. And this time it should work. Yeah, that looks better. Now the interesting part is that it's kind of low. This might be just the one sprite, or it isn't. Did I save the main scene? I did. So gets the coordinate center of this game object regardless of origin. That sounds good. What if we get the top center? Maybe the top center is just the better place. That's still so low. What did we do wrong? What is the top center? Can we maybe we just do the following. This add.image. We take this .x .y and we say ice crystal here. And now I'm basically just set depth very high number. Wait. Because this is not called. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. This function is not called. Instead, what we do call is debug cast ice. But last time what we did is we gave the backend the possibility to send arbitrary events to the front end. So what we can do is, if I go to test.http or something.http, and I need to go to the backend, /server, and let's see, code dot. Let's open that up. We go to test.http, inside of here, we can actually cast fire with the help of the of this API request now. And similarly, we can probably just say ice cast, and we say it's casted on the horned devil. And now if I run that, this gets passed to the front end, and it should cast the spell. But that didn't work. Because I need to run a different backend command, which is, how did I call that? Test WebSockets. Okay. Like so. So restarting the backend server with a specific environment variable set, which essentially exposes a very, very, very insecure endpoint. And with this, I think we should be in the situation where I can cast this. And there we go. That actually sends now a so it creates such an event on the backend, but basically just it sends a WebSocket message immediately back to the front end, and that's what we built yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. And with that, we see that top center is actually not the right place. We just want the center. Get center. Save. And now I have to change the name, unfortunately. Oops, that's not. Throw that away. I do have to change the name of the target, which is now Quagoth. Very nice word. So, if we cast this, this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. If we use it on a monster that is slightly larger, for example this one, a barbed devil. Barbed devil. Let's cast it. That still looks perfect. Yeah, I love it. So, throw away the backend, and now basically let's see. So that one works. We probably want to change this one up then. Instead of 750, we go to, I don't know, 600 or something, which is higher up. And if we cast ice, it just needs to look good now. Yeah, that looks okay-ish. One thing that we see here is that the group actually... Oh, by the way, the group works, but TypeScript complains. So the types of this function of the API is wrong at this point. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Other than that, it is very, very well typed. So the whole of Phaser3 is very well typed. So DTS or TS definition error on Phaser3 API. Sad face. There we go. So with this, so we can add a frame quantity, we can add ice crystal, we can probably add in a scale of 1.5 maybe. Is that larger? We scale it by 10. It is not. It is not. So how do we Phaser group frame quantity. Let's go into the docs. Default frame, the default texture frame, default key is the is correct. So default key is absolutely correct. But now we have to still find if it uses a pool, -1 to no limit. Does it still work with this? It doesn't. Interesting. Key. Now it works again. Yeah. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but well. So stage all of this fun stuff, so I don't forget about it. This one we don't really need. And now, oh, you see that? That was perfect timing. That was actually perfect timing. Frame quantity. So what I want, I tell you what I want, what I really want. So it shouldn't repeat, it should only do it once. It should then, why does it go from 260 to 0? What do we actually do? So we rotate around a distance. So it receives all the game items, which are the group elements. So the three crystals that we have. Then it gets a center point. It then also receives an angle by which it should update. So the angle kind of controls the speed, because you have to multiply it in this case with, so every 16 milliseconds we move by 0.02 angle. So if we lower, or for example half the angle, would mean we halve the speed of this animation, of the rotating crystals. And then we have a distance. The distance, we actually, do we want to change it? It kind of looks cool, right? That it moves inside. So I actually like that. One thing that we definitely need is this .group depth, set depth. It should be at the very top, pretty much. Whatever happens. Yeah. And at the end, it should actually vanish. So, excuse me. So if this .group is actually defined, then do all of this fun stuff. And we say this group is actually not necessarily defined. The scene doesn't need to be a whatever, a data field. No need for that. So, and now we can on complete call some function here, which actually destroys everything. So this .group .destroy probably. So this might cause a little bit. So when this gets called again, I think we lose all references because we don't have a reference to the scene. The group is destroyed. We do need to destroy the tween actually. think we need to destroy this the tween as well. So and this dot tween. So that we do not have a memory leak. Although memory leaks in our case are pretty much irrelevant because our battles only run for, I don't know, 5 minutes at most. So does that still work, or do we get any errors in the console? This .tween.destroy is not a function. Okay, then let's not do that, because it cannot reference itself or something. I don't know. Maybe even Phaser is clever enough to already destroy the tween, although it shouldn't, because it still has a reference. So what we probably want is something like this dot tween equals undefined instead to clear it. Delete. Is it this dot tween? Is that how you use delete? Delete.js. The delete operator. The JavaScript delete operator removes a property from an object. Yeah, if no more references to the same property are held, it is eventually released. So garbage collected automatically. So we delete employee.firstname. That's what we do here as well. This .tween, which removes from this object. So from our ice effect, it removes the tween. Perfect. So then the tween is kind of referenceless, and hopefully Phaser will also free it and say, okay, have fun. And we have no memory leak. Although, as I said, we don't really have memory leaks in our case. We can make this slightly faster, I think. Now I have to unmute the page for just a second. Let's go into the monster and skip the intro, because that becomes annoying. And yeah, that's way too that's way totally off. That's like totally off. I think what we can do is maybe we spawn like 5 crystals. We make this one normal in terms of speed, and we can say this dot scene dot time dot delayed call. We could also do it differently, by the way, but we're using the tween that we have available. But I think it suffices if we do something like this here. So I want a function, Jesus Christ, that calls this here. Like in one of these bad English synchro. Can I actually add a delay? I wanted to do it in my stream. So you see my lips move. But all I'm saying is like, nani? Yeah, by the way, I actually want a sound effect to have like people being able to exclamation mark nani, and I want that is actually thanks to your idea, exclamation mark Leroy, and then have it say Leroy Jenkins. So yeah, nani. So if you don't understand something, we can just nani. That should be fairly easy to set up. I mean, we already have this exclamation mark fanfare, which plays the victory fanfare. So all I actually need is a nani, the nani sound effect. So if you have a link to that, please feel free to send me that. Mace, I trust you enough to to send me the right one. And we can immediately do it. So let's see here. That's still too late. When do we do? So it's sign in and out. Why does that give the result we get? It has a delay. Now I get it. So the rotation already happens, but because we delay the tween, it doesn't shrink in the first two seconds, and now in the first second. So if I do this and I set this one to 1500 maybe, the question is basically, how long is this ice effect? Can I see that maybe? Do you want to open it anyway? Yeah, that won't help much. But I can open the containing folder and we can look at its length, probably 2 seconds, which is perfect. So we delay it by this delay. Can actually say const delay equals 1000 maybe, and then we say delay here and delay there, and that's the same, so we don't need to write that this time. That works. Give me 15 minutes. You need 15 minutes to find it? There's probably something out there. Nani sound effect. Okay, let's just do it. There it is. Oh, I don't want it with the that was the wrong one. Oh. Okay. YouTube adding sound effect. Usually there's like in the. That's too much. That's way too much. You can hear that, right? Yeah, you can hear that. So while they have the first sound effect that you hear is actually from, I think it's not Splinter Cell, the other one, Metal Gear Solid. When an enemy finds you, I think that's the sound. Metal Gear Solid alert sound. Yeah, that's it. And the original Nani is just this part, but we can cut it, right? Can I download that? Bitly. Is there a better place to download it? What has happened? Instant sound button. Download MP3. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Soundboard.com, Nani sound. Wait, what? They even call the whole website Nani sound. It's 6 seconds. I just want the Nani. I don't want the Omae wa mou shindeiru. Why? But we can cut that. Why should I buy it, damn it? It's stolen in the first place. Why do they... people. Whatever. I give up. Okay, maybe you need 15 minutes. You probably do need 15 minutes after all to find it correctly. So thanks for your effort, Maze. Thanks a lot. So I think it looked all right, right? Oh no, I closed it. Don't close it, Mirko. So we have it swirl and then perfect. Although it's still very small. So maybe we can change the group slightly. This dot set scale. There is no scale. Why not? We have an alpha, hit area, blend mode, visible. Why is there no set scale? There's also no scale on here. Why not? Mamma mia. This dot group dot. What do we have actually? Active children dot get. I think there's another way. Get children. Get children dot for each x maps to x dot scale. I think I know why. Because these are not necessarily, at least from a type, these are not images. But what we can do is as game objects dot image dot set scale, and then we say 0, 1, or 2, for example. I think that works, even though it's still not, it's not type safe again. Yeah, that works definitely. I like that. Maybe 1.5, that should be enough. And then other than that, let's see. Can we type Phaser3 group TypeScript? So we can have a physics group, that's one way. But we just have a regular group, unfortunately. Not a physics group. Group. Class group. Yeah. Game objects dot group. But it doesn't appear to have any abstract things so that we can. Oh, we can. Are you like no, you're not. Wasn't there just now something like there needs to be some generic? Well, if there is some generic, we can work with that. Set of game object. Or do we have that down here? No, expected 0 type arguments, but found 1. Do we have it on this group here? Apparently we don't. Yeah, that's also not. Okay, so that won't work. I guess we have to live with this. But other than that, I'm fairly content with what we have so far. We just have to remove it. Yes, thank you. This dot group dot wow. Dot getcheren dot for each we want to actually destroy it. So we cast it, and it's not gone. Why not? Why are you still there? Set visible. Does that work? We cast ice. There it's gone. Okay. Well, that works. That works for me. Okay. So we have this part now, I think, pretty much done. That looks goody-goodish. We now need to go to the back end, right? So ice effect. Wow, my laptop is terribly slow right now. Something is really working immensely. For whatever reason, it is VS Code. Maybe I just kill VS Code here for a second. And it's gone. VS Code. So, back again. We have our main scene. If a ice cast event comes in, we pass it to the adventurer and with the center of the ice cast, we then pass it down to the ice cast or ice effect animation, and that's pretty much it. Perfect, sounds good to me. Do we still have the server running? We don't. Okay. Well, we have to go to the backend anyway. /server. Let's close all of these down. And we say code dot. I think I can stop sharing my audio. And now this becomes fun again, because we now have to listen for ice calls, and then we add all the logic and we emit or we log a specific ice event. So apply the damage, cast it from on the adventurer, and then that's about it, I think. So that means, let us see here. Oh, one thing that we have forgotten, I think. The monster never receives damage. And in fact, we don't do that for the ice cast as well. Interesting. Never mind. That's the damage received event. Never mind. Everything is fine. Everything is just the way it should be. So we can go to the chat module. And inside of here, we see the list of messages that we're actually listening for. For example, join, attack, fire, heal. And just like that, I want to basically copy this one, and then we say !ice, and we say cast ice on the username. We go to cast fire, we pretty much copy everything because it's exactly the same, and we are not yet at the it's not yet the third time that we do all of this. So we get the adventurer. If there is no such adventurer, well, that's an issue. Although there should be. So this is kind of just in case. We want to cast ice on the monster, and if the monster is dead, well, end the battle. I think we can then go into the adventurer. We can cast ice and just copy the part from cast fire. If the adventurer is dead, don't do it. Don't cast ice. Well, the adventurer is dead. If you have already acted this turn, well, don't cast ice. Otherwise, start casting. And we just say, this is an ice cast. And other than that, everything is identical. It does complain here that ice cast is not powered. So it's not part of the type. So what we have not done yet is go into the events and on the back end also. So we did do this on the front end, the very, very beginning, but we didn't add an event ice cast on the back end. And I do copy them right now. There are ways to have like local NPM modules so that we can share the events. But at this point, I haven't set that up. So all we need to do is this and add the event, and then this is also fine. So save here, save there, and I think that's already it. That was almost too easy. If it works. Suppose it works. It was easy. Suppose it doesn't. So if we go to the not main.js, main scene, please. And we actually say enabled false. We go to the monster as well. And we say skip intro false. We have an empty desert, or otherwise we have an empty green garden-like beautiful area. So let's play around. Exclamation mark ambush does nothing. Why not? I haven't started the backend server again. So yarn dev on the backend. You can see that above here something is happening. And there we go. Try again. There we go. And now we can exclamation mark join, and we can exclamation mark cast ice. Nice, that works. It is off, which is unfortunate, but I suppose that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, baby. But I'm happy with that. So I will just stage everything. Stage, 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 and stage. And do I need to stage you? No, I don't need to. And I think with that we are actually done here. So episode 40. We have an add ice exclamation mark ice magic. Babams. Stage everything. And wait, let me just double check one thing here, that I actually put in all the acknowledgement. So we have added ice crystal. We also have added freeze, and we have added level up, which should have been before that, I would have expected. But well, whatever works. And that's it. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. So send this up to the GitHub. You can find everything on the GitHub there, wherever your chat is, I suppose there. And with that, I thank you so much for joining me here. It was a lot of fun. Mace's Grace. We had a couple of people in chat. Again, thanks for the raid. Final Singularity, please check out his channel. He's also, if you're in Central Europe, he's streaming for an American at very EU-friendly times, most of the time. So that's really good. Check him out. And with that, I thank you so much. and hope to see you next time. I actually changed the schedule, be aware of that, from Tuesdays and Wednesdays back to only Wednesdays at 18 o'clock. So this time is now again the standard time. I can just put this into done, and now our to-do list is also completely done. Yeah, isn't that amazing? So thank you so much. Let's escalate a little bit here, throw in some stars and messages, and we can rate somebody. And that's exactly what we're going to do. For example, Clarkio is actually on a Wednesday, which is interesting. So let's start a rate to Clarkio. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Did that work? I think it didn't. Do that again, please. See you around.